All right, Jay Peckham back begging for his job.
Begging?
You were like, please.
Begging.
We have a chat going on. Oh, I got fired.
What the heck? Well, you said right at the beginning
Well,
of your
just
last
for the
Billy.
day. Like, come on.
For the
Besides,
day.
you wouldn't stay away. I've fired you before. Keeps coming back.
I'll give you that. Like a good rash.
Right?
Is there
there
a
you
good
go.
rash? I don't know.
I don't know. All right. Taking a left turn there. Sarnia
Yeah,
staying out there,
absolutely.
warming up now, getting ready to take on Windsor. I suspect Windsor will be looking for payback.
I would suspect that's the case too. I think we played we played a really strong game against them in their home arena the other night, and I think they might be a little perturbed. I mean, it certainly got a little bit restless in the third period there.
And here's the thing, Jay. Let's talk about this team like we have before in the beginning of the season. We saw them come out the gate strong. They have the skills.
Sure
and then I go back to calling them, in all fairness, like the stock market team that's up and down and then a little sideways.
Yeah.
But, as of late, we've really seen them turn it on and do some of the things that we know this team is capable of doing. And tonight is a really important game.
Well, and it's really funny because Dave, what I heard in the past week or so was Coach Letang, saying, look, we really got to start playing playoff hockey like now.
Now,
you know
so
what I mean?
we're ready.
We can't wait till the playoffs because we might not make it. So if we want into the playoffs, we got to start playing playoff hockey now. And I think it really did bring another notch out of these guys. And I think. We got no shortage of talent.
Nope.
It was, I got even the Ottawa game. They're 6th in the East. We're 9th in the West. And, they should have had us. And frankly, for us to be 2-1 in the lead, most of the game and coming up to the end.
We kept showing up.
And I feel really bad for all those people that left in the last 5 minutes of the game.
I don't feel bad for them at all.
Totally. You know what? Man,
that's what you got. 11-round shootout.
Oh my goodness! And not only that, but even the overtime period, 3-on-3, there were so many great chances.
I know for both sides.
For both sides. I mean, it was just exciting hockey, and even the pulling the goalie with a minute 42 left on the clock.
And you're like, what?
And we're like, okay, what's going to happen? Because that doesn't usually go well for us.
No, I know.
But we managed to put one in the back of the net to tie it up.
Well, I'll tell you.
And take us into that. It was exciting hockey.
I was up in the media booth, and then I went
5 minutes early, man.
I went down to set up for post game.
Yeah.
And I usually run right back upstairs, but I was getting excited over there, so I can't do that upstairs. So I had to and the people that I was near, they were just screaming and yelling like, oh man. And one gentleman that I've known for years and his son were sitting watching from the restaurant.
Right.
And it was, about 12-year-old son kind of thing. And they were just high-fiving each other, and they were screaming and yelling at each other.
Yeah.
And it's, that's the stuff that dreams are made of. Right
Absolutely.
there, right?
It was awesome. And, for us to come up with the win at the end with Dalen Moses putting one in the back. Oh, my God.
Well, here's
it
what
was incredible. It was
I don't know if you saw
the
the post game, but Dalen Moses actually, and some thought, well, he's a little arrogant for saying it, but he wasn't wrong. He was like, I went to the coach and said, if you want this to end, put me in.
Yeah,
because he said it's getting a little too fancy out there.
Yeah.
And he said, just basically put me in, coach.
Yeah.
And he finished it.
He did.
And an amazing backhand up over the.
Yeah. I had some high hopes for some of the other guys.
Yeah.
But you know what? I mean, it was just an exciting back and forth.
It was.
I mean, there was goals and misses and everything, and it was amazing.
Well,
but our goaltenders. I mean, my hats off to Carson Chartier for his performance, because oh my goodness, he kept us in that game.
Everybody showed up.
Everybody
showed up for that game, and I think that's one of the factors that the Sarnia Sting were missing.
Yeah.
Is, and going back to Coach Letang saying it and GM saying it, and Dylan Sika, there's still an expectation.
Yeah.
We know what we're up against when we play a team like
Absolutely.
a London or a Sioux, but there's still an expectation. That bar has been set, and it must be met.
Right.
Or you don't play.
Yeah.
I like that philosophy because there's some superstars on every team.
Oh, absolutely.
And sometimes maybe they go, well, I get to play, and it's like, nope, you really don't because you didn't show up last game.
But I mean, that's been sort of apparent almost all season, though, too, Dave. Is that
100%?
I mean, if you look at the number of scorers we have, we don't have any, like, ultimate leaders. Where you're looking at it and. You've got one guy who's just, scored half the goals for the team.
Yeah.
There isn't that. The depth in scoring capability on our team is huge.
Yeah.
We got third line scoring. We got fourth line scoring.
Yeah.
It's deep, I just hope we keep going that way.
Billy Urchuk, who joined us the other day, who did a fantastic job. He's
in
North Bay,
absolutely.
actually, watching that and saying hello to Sandusville, man.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's
so shout out to Billy. But we got talking about Easton Wainwright. Here's a player who's super strong, super fast,
super quick. Yeah.
But we haven't seen a ton of performance from him in the sense of. Basically what we said was kind of a little bit of a Stamkos there. He's super fast. He's super there and ready. Nobody else is there to keep up with him.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I would, absolutely. Easton, and I think it's another, just to feed into that as well, is that, we as fans, we sit in the stands, and I mean, it's easy for us to critique and stuff like that, but I see a guy like Easton Wainwright, and my expectation for Easton is like way up here.
Well, as it should be for a player like that.
Because he's outstanding. But you're right. It's, it just goes back to that. One guy does not make a team.
No.
You got to take a guy like Easton Wainwright. He needs a wingman, someone who's going to come up there and help feed him, in that neutral zone and let him, get those two, odd man rushes and, or those breakout kind of maneuvers and stuff like that, where he really excels.
It's hard.
He's got some wheels.
It's hard too because like if you have a player like a Easton Wainwright, who's always in position, but if you start feeding it to him all the time, now, because he's the star basketball player kind of thing.
Well, you can't do it all the time.
Well, then at what point do you realize that now we're becoming too predictable?
Well, and that's, what predictability is always a hard thing to talk about because you're right. If you're not predictable enough.
Because I think the Sting have been a predictable team for a long time.
I think you're right. I think just the strategies and things like that we ingrain into our guys and some of the rookie stuff that, they do and things like that can appear to be a bit predictable sometimes. And I would agree with you wholeheartedly. But I think there's also an awful lot of talent, and when it's on, it's on. And in those times, you have to recognize and feed the talent. You know what I mean? And I think it's not a matter of doing it all the time. It's a matter of doing it just often enough to be that level of unpredictable and really make use of the talent you got on the ice.
Yeah. I suspect Windsor has watched the previous game against Ottawa.
Yeah.
I mean, that would seem like the obvious thing to do. So what do you think the Sting need to do against, Windsor's had its struggles certainly this year compared to like last year even, but they're not out of this game yet either.
No.
So do you play a different game tonight?
No.
I mean, obviously adjust a little bit to the team you play, but
I think what's going to what the Sting really need to do tonight to take Windsor on is we got to come out kind of full throttle and get them rattled early.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because I think...
You mean like poke the bear, or you're just talking like...
I'm thinking,
come out on our heels.
No, if you keep them on their heels, they're going to get frustrated. You got to keep that offensive game going.
Because they're young too, right?
Absolutely. Keep that offensive game going. Keep your cool, stay out of the box. And just, you got to dominate in that neutral zone to set up some chances for you guys in the forward. We can't keep, I think one of the things that I saw in the Ottawa game, which could have made it even more lopsided, would have been that when we had the puck in our zone, there was a lot of just kind of lobbing it out into the neutral zone just to get it out of our zone. And I think that, but it always results in a turnover. I think, I think we really need to control that puck a little more, keep the pace up, And I think Windsor will just get rattled. I think, they've lost to us in the last game. I think they're going to be real eager to do it.
Yeah.
I think they can have a tendency to be a little bit more aggressive team. And I think they're going to try and use that. And I think if we can keep our cool longer than they do, I think we got.
Billy and I talked about that at the Ottawa game too. We didn't see a lot of our team going into the corners, as we've talked about. It's not a good place for us to be.
No,
so we kind of thought maybe they were pulling it out and getting it out there so you can try to get control of that puck rather than take it into the corner.
We're going to probably be without Owen McDonald tonight, right?
We definitely are without Owen McDonald tonight.
And that's going to hurt.
He's
been really
he's off for a little bit. And you got to feel for, I'm glad you brought that up. You got to feel for him because he's no stranger to injuries. I mean, he had the shoulder injury earlier in the season.
Yeah, I think he just hurt that again, didn't he?
Yeah, but then but he had a point for getting into there, and
absolutely.
Yeah, it came out not in a good way for him.
No, unfortunately, no, for sure.
But we start playing that playoff hockey, like you mentioned, like Letang said, and I think that starts tonight. I really do. I think that's again because winning tonight is important for the Sarnia Sting. It puts us in, I think, the 8th spot.
Pretty close,
right? And that depends on maybe
Flint. I think Flint's got to lose a couple in order for us to really jump in there. I know we were.
This is a delicate time.
4 points behind them the other day. I can't remember where it is right now. I didn't look at it before, which I probably should have.
Well,
but, I think you're right. The point is we got to win. We got to win pretty much every game that's left in the regular season, and we can hope that Flint loses, but the wins are really what's in our power to change.
It's a critical time. I mean, I don't know about you, Peckham, but it's February.
Yeah, baby.
Fastest season ever, it almost seemed. Like 100%. Here we are.
There's a lot of games.
And it'll be March before you know it.
Absolutely.
And coming up against a team like Guelph next week as well. Yeah. So there's a lot going on. Speaking of the Guelph game on February the 10th, the Hockey Hall of Fame that is here down at the end of the concourse by Section 103. We'll be having a pregame conference where Lee Cunningham will be having some questions for a few of the Hall of Famers that have already been put up on the wall down there. And we'll be broadcasting that live here as well. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Sure.
And then Friday's again. This is a busy week. We got a
Sunday.
The
8th, we've got the signing day for the hockey
cards
and other stuff.
Yeah, we come in the restaurant. I know Billy really helped you out with your trading card thing.
Last year he did, 100%.
Okay.
Well, but I was in hospital, honestly, last year, Dave.
So you pulled the sympathy card.
So, I totally milked that one. 100%.
I would have too.
No, I've actually done. I've got my cards that I got to trade today.
There you go.
Tonight, so I got somebody I'm going to be meeting to trade up some cards, and I should hopefully have my set complete this weekend. So that'll make me real happy.
Yeah, cool. Well, hopefully we can. Hi. Oh, you won the tickets. All right. Well, congratulations.
Hey.
Bring us the luck tonight. We need a win.
Perfect.
We need to win.
We need to win.
Don't tell me you're from Windsor. She's originally. Okay, we can't talk to you anymore.
Uh-oh.
Some of my ticket winners here tonight.
That's awesome.
And she's like, I'm originally from Windsor. I wish I'd have known that. I made sure she didn't win. All right. There's spirit, though, right? I mean,
it is.
Speaking of, the spirit of the Spitfires.
Yeah, we'll have a lot of Spit fans in the
audience already,
tonight,
for sure. It's interesting to have Billy Yurchuk here because former referee. I didn't know this earlier in life. And he really brought some great perspective as to what the referees are doing.
Former police officer,
former police
referee,
officer.
absolutely.
That's right. So he's got a lot going on up there that speaks volume to what we kind of learn. Well, honestly, he was talking about that Jay Peckham guy who doesn't know anything about reffing.
Well, the thing is that Bill and I have we went to high school together.
Yes.
So
separate schools together.
That was the same. Yeah. But that was an awfully long time. I've known Billy for probably close to 40 years now, and Yeah,
no, he brought a great perspective there, and I
sure
was
he
able
did.
to ask
Did a great
questions
job.
that I've always wanted to ask a referee,
Yeah.
and he brought it out there. So, all right, we're about 9 minutes away, and
Perfect.
we've had lots to talk about here, but at the end of the day, the Sarnia Sting need to win tonight to keep things rolling in the proper direction.
Coming at him hard,
to
baby.
get into the playoffs. And Windsor obviously knows that as well. So I really expect to see some really great hockey between these two teams.
I
here
agree,
tonight.
100%.
Right on. Okay, well, let's do it. As always, with the Sarnia Sting, I'm David Burrows, live from the concourse. My friend Jay Peckham.
Go Sting, go!